What's up everybody? In this video we're going to be looking at the 65mm for the Mamiya C330. So the Mamiya C330 has about 7 lenses that you can use with the system. One of them is the Mamiya 65mm f3.5. I think this is probably one of the sort of least talked about and looked at lenses that they make, as it's not ultra popular. I think people normally go for the slightly wider 55mm, the standard 80mm, or on the longer end they're a bit more potentially interesting for portraits and bokeh and stuff like that. But I personally really enjoy the 65mm. I like that slightly wider field of view. The 80mm is really nice, but I think sometimes you just want this if you're doing landscapes. But then other times 55 can be pretty wide and you don't necessarily need it. So for me, as just a general walk around lens, this made a lot of sense. Since getting this lens, I've shot some portraits with it, and I've also used it in different landscapes and sort of everyday environments when walking around taking some trips. And so far I'm very impressed with the results. The lens seems to be very sharp, wide open, has really nice bokeh and gives a good rendering similar to that of the 80mm. And at 3.5 it has a fair decent amount of bokeh. The 55 I think is an f4.5, so a little bit more dark and dull, which might not be the best if you're hand holding. You might struggle to find focus sometimes. I do find if it's darker, the lower the aperture gets, the lot harder it gets to find focus. But overall, I'm incredibly pleased with this lens. Now my version of the lens, the taking lens, has a tiny bit of fog in the front sort of element section. You can unscrew it and take it off, and then you can pull it apart and clean it. I currently don't have the tools to do that, so I haven't done it. I might take it to a local repair shop. I don't think it'll cost that much. They'll have the tools. They'll be able to do it pretty quick and easy, I think. And I'm a little bit worried about what solutions to use for cleaning, as I don't want to damage the coatings, because that could lead to worse problems down the line. But all this fog does, it gives it a little bit of blooming in the highlights. If the light comes directly in, it can kind of wash out the lens a bit. So I haven't been using it as much as I would have liked to. I recently went on a trip to a place called Calbarry, and I shot a lot of landscapes. I didn't really want to use this lens as much because of this fog and haze on the front element, as when the light comes in it can just sort of cause those little problems. And because I was shooting directly at sunrise, sunset, a lot of the time I was looking sort of directly towards the sun. But with some other shots I've taken, I haven't noticed too much of a problem with it. Just a little bit of sort of glowing in the highlights, and a little bit of look that some people might like. I find it a little bit annoying, but you know, it's not the end of the world. So anyway, I'll throw up a whole bunch of photos that I've taken with this lens so you can have an idea of what it looks like, and if it's something that you might be interested in. So I hope you enjoyed those photos. I'm very happy with a lot of them. I think they're really nice. I think the width of this lens is just perfect for sort of everyday walk around shots, not too wide, not too tight, just that perfect versatile 35mm-esque sort of lens. So let me know in the comments down below if you've got any information about this lens. I haven't found too much out there about it. It doesn't seem to be one of the most popular lenses, but I think for the results that you get, it's a good buy. So if you found the video helpful or enjoyable, please like and consider subscribing. I make a whole bunch of videos with the C330, a whole bunch of other medium format and other film cameras. There's going to be a whole bunch of videos coming up in the future, and until then, I'll see you on the next one.